In this video, I'm discussing the stunning implications of Tesla's imminent transformation, which is so enormous, so profound, so important that people don't seem to get it. I'll discuss the explicit and implicit from Tesla's earnings call, which has painted a path for the company to become a $50 trillion, $100 trillion, wait for it, even a quadrillion dollar company over the long term. I know this sounds nuts, I really do, but in 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years, when everything in this video has come to pass, don't say I didn't warn you. Plus, is the $25,000 Tesla dead? If you own Tesla stock or are thinking about buying Tesla stock, don't miss a moment of this video. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. I've put together a list of 21 key points from Tesla's earnings call. Some of these have profound implications, which I'll discuss in a lot more detail, so let's start running through those now. Number 1, Tesla's accumulated profitability since inception became positive in 2021, aka in the early days, Tesla had to borrow money, they were making losses, they were losing lots of money, they were going bankrupt according to the basement dwelling adult versions of Tesla Q. That was actually Tesla investing heavily for growth and future profitability, which we're now seeing. In just the last few quarters, Tesla has made so much money that they've now neutralized all prior loss, all prior investment to get to this point. Tesla now a cash flow positive money printing machine that has returned all of the initial capital invested. Bombshell about new factory announcements as well. Tesla said they won't be ready to announce a new factory on the call, but in 2022, they're scouting for new locations, and it's most likely they'll be announcing at least 1, maybe 2 new factory locations by the end of 2022. For those of you who don't have access to my Tesla valuation model, this may come as news to you, but personally, I'm expecting the first of the new factories to begin production in 2024 and the second in 2025. Obviously, it's hard to know for sure, but a lot of people don't seem to be appreciating how fucking gigantic Berlin and Austin themselves will be. As I've mentioned in the past, between Austin and Berlin, I think we've got combined capacity over the long term of around 5 million units per year. At another million plus for Shanghai and Fremont, we're at around 7 million just from those factories fully ramped and scaled. The moral of the story here, Tesla doesn't actually need to build that many more new factories to ultimately reach their goal of 20 million plus EVs per year by the end of this decade. Tesla again reiterating that they will comfortably exceed 50% growth in 2022. I mean, no shit, Sherlock. This is a no-brainer. It shouldn't even need to be said. But miraculously, as I record this, Wall Street consensus estimates for delivery growth in 2022 for Tesla, not even at 50%. And just to be clear, comfortably above 50% doesn't mean 52, 53, 57, or even 65% growth. Tesla will be closer to 100% growth than they will 50. And I'm not saying it's going to be 100. I'm making a point here. Wall Street isn't even at 50. Tesla's going to be closer to 100 than 50, and Wall Street aren't even there. How do these people have a job? Seriously. The only massive entity growing as fast as Tesla is your mother, by the way. She says hi. One of the most important points on the call, something that the Wall Street analysts still don't get, most investors just don't accept this as a reality anytime in the foreseeable future. But some of us believe that FSD is around the corner. I'm personally modeling the first robotaxi fares to take place sometime in 2024. Elon said on the call, over time, full self-driving will become the most significant source of profitability for Tesla. And this is an enormous understatement. If you haven't already seen my Tesla valuation model with my own estimates for FSD revenue in the future all the way out to 2031, you can sign up to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment at the investor support level and above. You'll gain access and you can see my own estimates. I've got a bear case, a base case, and a bull case. The numbers are so absurd that I'm not even going to say them out loud, lest I be laughed off the entire interwebs. And as Elon said, if you run the numbers on robotaxi, which is not FSD, it's nutty. As he said, nutty good from a financial standpoint. A lot of people seem to conflate the idea full self-driving, that's the software package, and robotaxis as the same thing. They are not. FSD is the software, right? That's a subscription service or the pay up front model where consumers pay to access the software. Robotaxi is the vehicles themselves, the autonomous semi-intelligent robots driving people from point A to point B and producing revenue. Tesla's going to take a cut of this, maybe a 20 or 30% platform fee. For context, my Tesla valuation model, the bull case, has profits from robotaxi, as in Tesla's slice of robotaxi fares exceeding their revenue from full self-driving subscriptions by the end of this decade. One of the most important points from the call, take it with a grain of salt the size of Mount Everest, but that being said, Elon said he will be shocked if full self-driving isn't safer than humans at some point this year. Of course, the timing around when Tesla's FSD software becomes safer than humans isn't actually that big of a concern from a Tesla investor's point of view. The only thing that really matters here is how far ahead of the competition is Tesla. Elon Musk shared some very interesting insights here. He personally believes, given how insanely difficult this problem is, Tesla is at least 5 years ahead of the next nearest competitor in terms of autonomous software. If you do the math on this, that would mean that in 2027, at the earliest, maybe the number 2 company in terms of autonomous software may be where Tesla is at today in 2022. And that leads to the next point. I had a follow-up tweet to this from Elon Musk. Quote, "At some point, most will realize Tesla's lead is unassailable and just license full self-driving, in my opinion. After all, when Tesla's data is showing that full self-driving is 2, 5, 10 times safer than human and second place isn't even at human level, remember, at least 5 years ahead, is licensing FSD really a choice or an obligation? The obligation, of course, relating to people dying, being permanently disabled and injured in preventable accidents had the vehicle only been operating the safest autonomous software, Tesla's FSD. Elon responding, Tesla will support FSD licensing by other manufacturers. For the record, the numbers on FSD licensing get batshit insane. These are also available in my Tesla valuation model, have been for months. If you know where to find it by now, hit the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join Patreon at the investor support level and above. We'll talk more about the insane numbers of FSD and FSD licensing a little bit later. Number 7, the fundamental focus of Tesla in 2022, and let's be honest, probably 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 2030 is scaling output. There's a lot more to this point than meets the eye. As a Tesla stock investor or somebody who's potentially interested in owning the stock, the question to ask yourself at every juncture is, what is the set of actions or the action that will move Tesla closest to this goal? Everything else is secondary or should be actively avoided. Elon also pointed out that Tesla does have new products, but they deserve their own unveil event, so these weren't mentioned specifically. Let me know in the comments below what's your speculation. What future products could Tesla be working on? Some obvious ones, $25,000 / compact car, van, maybe HVAC. Let me know in the comments below. Number 9, on new products. If Tesla increased new vehicles, as in the models available in 2020 or 21 or this year, total vehicle output would decrease. In other words, for Tesla to unveil and or release new models of vehicles at this point in time is counter to Tesla's mission. Which brings us to the next point. Tesla is not currently working on the $25,000 vehicle. A lot of people have interpreted these comments differently. In my opinion, the $25,000 vehicle will still come, but as pointed out earlier, fundamental focus of Tesla in 2022 is scaling output. New products mean new complexity, diversion of resources, engineers, etc., getting this thing up and running. Long story short, new products equals less vehicles sold. Tesla has realized in the last probably 6 or so months the demand for the Model 3 and Y is absolutely batshit insane. Previously, I was modeling the total market for these two vehicles combined somewhere in that 3 to 4 million range. I think over the longer term, this may actually be closer to 5 million units. This does sound kind of insane, but the amount of value Tesla is bringing to the table with their vehicles, in particular the Model Y, this seems entirely reasonable. Based on my own projections and assumptions, it's not until around 2025 that Tesla will need to begin the first sales of their $25,000, let's be honest with inflation, probably $30,000 vehicle. Now don't get me wrong, a more affordable vehicle is critical to Tesla's longer term plan of reaching the true mass market, but the fact that Tesla openly admit they're not actively working on this vehicle at this point in time shows what a powerful, strong position they're in. Demand is off the fucking charts. They cannot make enough Model 3s and Ys to satisfy demand, and this is likely to remain the case for a few years to come. In contrast with the rest of the automotive industry, who don't have any electric vehicles consumers actually want to buy. Meanwhile, Tesla has multiple electric vehicles today that are in such crazy demand they've had to raise prices around 20% over the last 12 months, and customers are still willing to wait 6 9, 12 months after ordering the vehicle before taking delivery. So it's going to take literally years before Tesla can produce enough Model Ys to meet current demand at current prices. Never mind, the more they make, the more the costs come down, therefore the higher the profit margins, or the more they can reduce prices, which results in even more demand. Now stick with me here, folks. I know this might sound a little bit whack, but it is possible over time that the Model Y, the Model 3 actually become the $25,000 Tesla. What I mean by this is that if Tesla can continue innovating in terms of manufacturing costs, time, processes, etc., and benefit further from economies of scale, ramping Model Y production to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million units per year, they may actually be able to produce the base model of the Model Y for somewhere around the $20,000 mark. Again, this is over time. And if that's the case, Tesla won't be too far off offering this vehicle under $30,000 at a starting price. Of course, at this point in time, I think Tesla realizes they're not going to need to do this. Even though the cost will continue to fall over time, the price consumers are willing to pay probably won't. So I do still believe that Tesla will release a more affordable compact car in the future, and there'll be a subsequent generation after that as well. But the fact that Tesla is not actively working on the $25,000 vehicle just suggests the absolutely insane amount of demand and how absolutely fucked legacy automotive manufacturers are. And now, the single most important point on the entire earnings call, one that most people seem to have completely missed, or it's just too big of an idea to fit into their tiny head. In terms of product priority, the most important product Tesla is working on is actually the Optimus Bot, Tesla's humanoid robot. Having already mentioned that over the longer term, FSD profits would dwarf everything else in Tesla's business, Elon then goes on to drop the fucking hammer, stating that Optimus has the potential to be more significant than the vehicle business over time, as in, Optimus is a bigger opportunity than automotive, including FSD software and robotaxi, which themselves are absolutely colossal, multi-trillion-dollar opportunities. Quote, "Capital is distilled labor. What happens if you don't have a labor shortage? That's what Optimus is about. This is world GDP over the last 2,000 years. You might notice a trend. The advent of technology, industrial revolution, computers, and so on, there's been a very, very sharp increase in world GDP over time. The trend is quite clear. World GDP is heading to the fucking moon." Now, one of the very first counter arguments you'll hear when somebody says, hey, those Tesla robots, they could massively expand the economy. This could be a multi-$100 trillion opportunity. You're gonna have some Poindexter to go, "Oh, Stephen, what are you talking about, you fucking moron? Bro, world GDP is only $100 trillion. How could some company that's a subset of the world's GDP make something that's worth more than the entire world's GDP, you silly person?" Now, I know this may seem obvious, but just to make sure everyone's on the same page, GDP, the last word there, product, is produced by labor, aka human beings exerting effort, either physical and or intellectual or some combination thereof, and making useful things. In short, labor in, GDP out. If Tesla can create a robot that can do useful work, useful labor, add value in the marketplace, the Tesla bot can literally expand the size of the global economy. And the question is there actually a ceiling? Is there a limitation? My hunch? No limit. Well, at least no reasonable limit. As I recently tweeted, sure, there's going to be some theoretical limitation based on how much energy and matter that we can get from the sun and nearby planets, but beyond those extreme scenarios, I don't really see why there would be a limitation to the size of the global economy. Let me sum it up. Tesla Bot will allow Tesla to scale the size of the global economy by multiple orders of magnitude. Now, I know this may be difficult for you to swallow. Now, where have I said that before? But as I said earlier, in 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, don't say I didn't warn you. The reason Elon Musk said the most important product Tesla is working on is the Tesla Optimus humanoid robot is because, believe it or not, it is. You think Tesla's vehicle business is huge? Full self-driving, robotaxi opportunity is enormous, the energy opportunity is massive. Just to be clear, all of those opportunities are worth multiple trillions of dollars, but the Tesla bot dwarfs everything by orders of magnitude. Another important note, the 4680 cells are not a constraint to Tesla's 2022 plans because their battery cell suppliers, e.g. Panasonic, LG Chem, can provide enough cells at least for Tesla's 2022 production goals. One of the most hilarious comments from the entire call, because it should be self-evident if you actually take the time and do the numbers, it should be obvious, but apparently it's not, at least to many of the dum-dums on Wall Street. 50% volume growth in 2022 is achievable just with Fremont and Shanghai. And again, you do the numbers. Personally, I'm expecting between these two factories, 2022 production of at least 1.6 million vehicles. Well in excess of 50% growth. And just to remind you guys, yep, as I record this, the consensus estimates from the Wall Street dum-dums still under 50% growth for the year. It's almost like they don't know Berlin and Austin are coming online. Further clarification there, both Shanghai and Fremont factories have been running below capacity due to supply chain and logistics challenges throughout the year. Another golden nugget from the call, Tesla will do HVAC. Elon and the crew shared a few more comments around this, suggesting that no one has made a compelling integration of hot water, HVAC, EVs, Powerwall, etc. into a tight package that looks good. This is the most explicit and clear comment from Tesla on HVAC. They will do it, just a matter of time. Should go without saying, but the first use of the Optimus Bot will be in Tesla's own factories. By the way, there's a lot more to discuss on the bot in just a moment. Another hugely important comment from the call on Tesla insurance, which will dominate and make billions of dollars. Tesla's internal goal is to be in enough locations in the US by the end of 2022 that 80% of US customers could choose to sign up for Tesla insurance if they wanted to. After that, plans turn to expanding Tesla insurance in Europe. Now, this is insane. Obviously, it's an internal goal. It doesn't mean they'll hit it. But imagine at the end of this year, if 80% of US customers can choose Tesla insurance. I had no idea that this was how quickly Tesla was intending to roll this product out. The numbers from Tesla insurance alone are absolutely fucking insane. Again, if you haven't already seen them in my Tesla valuation model, check out the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join Patreon at the investor support level and above. My favorite moment from the entire call, an unexpected but welcome F-bomb dropped. A little bit of discussion around Tesla, R&D, research centers, blah, blah, blah. Quote, "We don't think of it as R&D, just fucking," and then obviously there's a little bit of laughter. Unexpected F-bomb apology. But I think the essence of where this comment was headed, pretty simple. R&D, research centers, fuck that, just get it done. This isn't to say that Tesla doesn't invest in research and development. It's just have a very different approach. Tesla is just about solving problems. Oh, we need a new material because we need to make this gigantic casting. It doesn't exist. Just fucking invent it. You know, certainly the material science involved in that would fall under R&D, but I don't think this is the way that Tesla really thinks about it. Another massive comment, Elon saying that effectively, long term, every car will have FSD, and the revenues and profits on that are a very big number. This should be obvious. In my bull case model, I've got a 99% take rate, a little bit less in my base case and the bear case, but it seems quite evident, right? Once this technology is superhuman in terms of capabilities, aka safety, it will make zero sense to have any vehicles operating anywhere on Earth on public roads when people's lives are at risk that aren't operating with full self-driving software. The utility, the value, the improvement in safety is just too good to ignore. It's just so compelling. Just think about the size of Tesla's fleet over time. I personally expect around 2030, Tesla could have close to 100 million vehicles on roads, depending on the shape of the S-curve ramp in production. Imagine around 100 million vehicles subscribing to the full self-driving software, paying a monthly fee, which is almost pure profit to Tesla. On the earnings call, Elon was banging on about FSD non-stop. Literally the 69th time that he mentioned FSD on the call. Quote, "People just do not understand how profound a change this is. I don't actually know how to quantify it financially, except that it's some big number." And one of the most hilarious moments on a Tesla earnings call gets its own page, number 21, the ass-wiping discussion. If you missed this, I recommend listening to the earnings call in full. The point here, what other company on a single earnings call would talk about ass-wiping, drop an F-bomb, and laugh about it? This is far more profound than people would realize. There is no other company worth over $1 billion where you'd ever hear anything like this on an earnings call. Tesla's culture is different. They have single-minded focus on their mission. They're not about slick, polished presentations, buzzwords, and marketing jargon. They've got shit to do, and they're going to get it done. There was a lot to love about Tesla's earnings call and some extremely profound comments with huge implications for the future of the company. Over the next decade or so, the vehicle business, including full self-driving and robotaxi, is likely to take Tesla's market cap beyond $10 trillion, in the worst case. But the Tesla bot could easily see this extend to $50, $100 trillion plus dollars, maybe even a quadrillion opportunity. Let me come at this from a different angle. Let's just say hypothetically the global economy expands by 100 times, 2 orders of magnitude over the next X period of years. We're now talking about a $10 quadrillion global economy. What if Tesla captures 10%? Bingo, $1 quadrillion. It's that simple. The missing piece of the puzzle, which I've been discussing now for months, is AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Here's something I tweeted last year. Please join Tesla AI. Tesla is on the path to developing AGI in the coming decades. People don't realize this. FSD and Tesla Vision is the first step of AGI. Tesla Bot is the second. This tech needs to be in the hands of a company with the right DNA. Tesla is that company. Early this year, Elon Musk tweeting, Tesla AI might play a role in AGI. No shit, Sherlock. Given that it trains against the outside world, especially with the advent of Optimus. I tweeted at Elon in response to this, glad the foundational seeds of AGI are in the hands of a benevolent company led by someone who is aware of and extremely cautious about AGI gone awry. For those who don't know, Elon has a long history of paying attention to and being proactive in terms of developing beneficial, benevolent artificial intelligence. There is a great risk with AGI gone awry. Elon responding, we'll do our best. Decentralized control of the robots will be critical. For those of you who don't really understand the implications here, AGI is a form of artificial general intelligence, comparable and then superior to human intelligence that continues to improve and get smarter over time. Because Tesla has already developed the foundational building block of AGI through their Tesla Vision full self-driving system, as in vision, object detection, recognition, planning, and action. The next logical step is to deploy this software in a humanoid bot form and continue to train and improve this software. At first, the Tesla bot's going to be dumber than a Tesla short seller, but over time, much like Tesla through deploying their full self-driving software to their fleet of 2+ million vehicles allows them to train and improve the software, by Tesla deploying full self-driving software in humanoid form, this is going to massively accelerate that flywheel and put Tesla well on the path to developing artificial general intelligence, and yes, I'm about to say it, beyond that, artificial general super intelligence. We can almost think of Elon Musk as a beta version of a future humanoid robot running on AGI. Just imagine somebody, a human, as smart as Elon, as physically capable, but doesn't get tired, doesn't need any sleep, doesn't need toilet breaks, doesn't need any food. All other things being equal, this robot, with equivalent intelligence and capabilities as Elon Musk, but some of those other benefits of not being human, although I'm not sure Elon's human in the first place, means that it could outproduce Elon. Now imagine if you got 10 of these things, or 100, or 1,000, or 10,000, or a million, or you guys see where this is going. In short, Tesla Bot makes everything else Tesla is doing look like a fucking joke. It's gonna take time, don't get me wrong here. This is a multi-decade project, but the end destination is pretty clear. Tesla is going to massively expand the global economy by massively expanding the amount of useful labor available, while simultaneously developing artificial general intelligence and disrupting literally every industry on the fucking planet and beyond. So, don't say I didn't warn you. For the record, it's probably going to take a few years, if not a decade or more, before the Wall Street analysts figure out what's going on here. I've been banging the drum on this now for months. I just want to put this on the record once again because people are not understanding this. Cars, multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, yeah, cool, whatever. Energy, multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, who cares? Full self-driving, another multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, who cares? Whatever. Tesla Bot is where it's at. We'll see the first impact of the Tesla Bot sometime this decade, but it's not until the 2040s, 2050s and beyond where things get fucking ridiculous. Every time I think, you know what, another 10x from Tesla from here, it's gonna be hard, they completely blow my fucking mind. Final thought, over the long term, Tesla Bot could be 10, 100, 1,000 plus times larger an opportunity than everything else in Tesla's business combined. And on that note, stay tuned. I'll be making some major updates to my Tesla price targets and my valuation model available exclusively on Patreon. If you're not already signed up, you know what to do by now. Check out the link in the pinned comment. Join Patreon, you'll gain access to those plus a ton of exclusive content. But I just wanted to give you guys and girls a heads up. Some big changes are coming based on what we heard on the earnings call, which was unquestionably the most important call in Tesla's history by miles. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.